Hi everyone, welcome back, thanks for joining us today. We have got a brand new story to share with you, so let us begin. Alright, let me start by saying I never thought I would be telling this story because, for a long time, I refused to believe it. My name is Robert, and if you have ever been in a relationship where things suddenly fall apart, then you will want to stick around. You see, when most guys hear their wives say, "I need space," they panic. If you are ever in this situation, let me tell you something. You do not beg, you do not argue, you play it smart. So let us take it from the beginning. 15 years, that is how long Emily and I had been married. We were not perfect, no couple is, but I always thought we had a solid foundation. We had been through struggles, arguments, highs and lows, but at the end of the day, we were a team, or at least that is what I believed. Then something changed, conversations got shorter. She started staying up later than usual, phone in hand, screen lighting up her face in the dark. When I would ask what she was doing, she would shrug it off, just scrolling or texting a friend. At first, I ignored it. Everyone deserves privacy, right? But the more I watched, the more I noticed. She started laughing at messages she would not share with me. She started guarding her phone, tilting the screen away and setting it face down on the table. There were nights when she would get a text and, instead of replying right away, she would pick up her phone and leave the room. That is when the uneasiness started creeping in. If you have ever been with someone long enough, you know when they are acting differently. I told myself I was overthinking it, maybe I was making a big deal out of nothing, but deep down, I knew better. One evening, she sits me down with a serious look. I remember the way she looked at me that night. We had just finished dinner. She put her fork down, took a deep breath, and looked me dead in the eyes. "Robert, I need space to find myself." My brain processed the words immediately, but my body went completely still, no reaction, just a quiet sinking feeling in my chest. But I did not let it show. I just nodded slowly and leaned back in my chair. "Space, huh?" I repeated, keeping my voice neutral, almost amused. I made sure not to sound mad, not to sound hurt, just mildly curious. If there is one thing I have learned, it is that the person who stays calm holds all the power. She hesitated, like she was not expecting me to take it so lightly. That is when I knew this was not about needing time alone to think or some midlife self-reflection. Something else was going on. My gut told me that much, and when your gut speaks, you listen. I asked her what she meant exactly. Did she need time alone in the house? Did she want to go somewhere? Was she feeling overwhelmed? She gave me vague, empty responses, things like, "I just need to figure things out." Figure what out? I watched her closely, the way she avoided eye contact, the way she fidgeted with her fingers. Right then, I made a decision. I sure as hell was not going to ask her 100 questions. She had already decided not to answer. No, instead, I was going to find out the truth for myself. People say trust your partner, I say trust your instincts, and my instincts were screaming at me. So the days that followed, I started digging. Sometimes the truth is not buried deep, it is just sitting there, waiting for someone to pay attention. First, I checked her phone records, nothing crazy, just a simple check to see if there was a recurring number, and sure enough, one stood out over and over. Next, I went through her social media, paying attention to the subtle things. Who was liking her posts? Who was commenting? More importantly, who was she suddenly following? Again, that is when I saw it, a familiar name, a name I had not heard in years, her high school boyfriend, the guy she dated before me, the guy she used to talk about, like some teenage love story that never got a real ending. And there he was, back in her life. At first, I did not panic. I told myself it could be innocent, maybe they just reconnected. But when I saw the messages, the long conversations, the emojis, the just thinking about old times texts, the kind of messages that should not belong in a married woman's inbox, I could have woken her up that second and demanded an explanation. But I did not. I did not say a word about what I found because when someone tells you they need space, they already took it. They made the decision long before they said it out loud. They just want you to agree so they can feel less guilty about it. But here is the thing, when a woman asks for space, she expects you to chase her. She expects you to call, to text, to show up with flowers, to ask what you can do to fix things. So I did the opposite. I gave her the space she was asking for. If she did not talk to me, I did not talk to her. And when she did speak to me, I kept my responses short, polite but distant, no cold attitude, no passive aggression, just controlled indifference. And since I was not wasting my time begging for her attention, I focused on myself. First stop, the gym. I hit the weights harder than I had in years. I was not doing it to impress her, I was doing it because it felt damn good to put my energy into something that actually benefited me. Then I upgraded my wardrobe, got myself some new, well-fitted clothes, and threw out the old, worn-out stuff. She never even noticed. Fresh haircut, clean shave every morning. I looked in the mirror and saw a man who was not waiting around to be chosen. But the best part, I rekindled my social life. I started going out with friends again, guys I had not seen in months, even years, because I had spent so much time prioritizing my marriage. I started accepting invitations instead of making excuses. Friday night came, I was out, not sitting at home wondering where she was. See, Emily had her little support system, her friends, the ones she vented to, the ones who told her she deserved to be happy. But those same women, they noticed the change in me real quick. When I would run into them, I was not the bitter, heartbroken husband they were expecting. I was confident, relaxed, and unbothered. I cracked jokes, smiled more, and kept the conversations light and engaging. And they noticed. At first, it was a quick glance, a lingering smile, a casual, "Wow, Robert, you are looking good these days." Then it escalated. Compliments became curiosity, and you better believe she saw it too. She saw the way they laughed at my jokes and how they lingered in conversations with me. At first, Emily enjoyed her so-called freedom. She thought she had made the right choice, convincing herself that she just needed time to breathe, to explore, to figure things out. But the shift in dynamics did not go unnoticed, and soon her excitement turned into unease. She was not expecting the changes in me. She thought I would be sulking, waiting around for her to come back, desperate to prove my worth. Instead, I flipped the script. I had moved on with my life, and that got to her. The first signs of her jealousy were subtle, small, fleeting expressions that she tried to mask, but I saw it. The way she tensed up when she caught her friends giggling around me, touching my arm as they laughed at my jokes. The way her best friend started being extra nice to me, throwing compliments my way every chance she got. I was not doing anything special, just being me but better, and it was working. Emily noticed, and that is when it hit her. She was losing me, the very thing she thought she wanted distance from was now turning against her. She could not help herself. One evening, while I was casually sitting in the living room, she walked in and asked, "How was your day?" Just like that, simple, casual, as if nothing had happened. I did not give her what she was looking for. It was good, that is all I said, no details, no enthusiasm, just a neutral response. I kept my tone light but distant, polite but uninterested. I was not mean, I was not rude, but I made sure she felt the change. She was not my priority anymore. I saw it in her face. She was expecting more. She thought I would light up at the sound of her voice, eager to engage, but that is not how the game worked anymore. I was done playing on her terms. That moment, that was the beginning of her realization. A few days later, she made another attempt. This time, she put in effort. She started talking to me more, not just casual small talk, but real conversations, asking about my plans, commenting on my appearance, and dropping hints that she was noticing the new me. Then came the date night suggestion. We should go out sometime, just us, dinner maybe. I knew what she was doing. She was trying to slip back in like nothing had happened, expecting that I would jump at the opportunity. But I was not about to make it that easy. I played it cool. I nodded. Maybe, let me check my schedule. That answer killed her. She expected me to agree immediately, to be relieved that she was finally coming back. Instead, she had to sit with uncertainty, the same uncertainty she had thrown my way when she asked for space. Then came the dressing up. She started wearing the outfits she knew I liked, fixing her hair, and wearing perfume around the house. Little things, but they were obvious. She was not doing it for herself, she was doing it for my attention. And still, I did not bite. I was cool, composed, and in control. It was only a matter of time before she cracked, and when she did, I made sure to remember every detail. One night, she finally said it, the words I knew were coming but refused to drag out of her. She sat down, looked me straight in the eye, and admitted her mistake. I think I made a mistake. Her voice was softer now, uncertain. I do not need space, I need us. I leaned back, watching her, letting her words settle. Then I gave her the answer that had been waiting on my tongue for months. I gave you space because you asked for it, but now I am not sure if I want to go back to how things were. Her face fell. That is when she knew the power had shifted. I could see the regret in her eyes. She knew she had played herself. But at that point, it did not matter anymore. I am done, I told her, my voice steady. You wanted space, and I realized I deserved someone who never needed it in the first place. And just like that, it was over. I watched as she sat there, stunned, unable to process how the man she thought would always be waiting for her had slipped right through her fingers. The high school sweetheart, a joke, a distraction, he was never serious about her, just an old flame playing with her emotions, using her to relive his past before going back to his own life. The separation took months to finalize, but before everything was said and done, she confessed to me. I regret all of it. But by then, I had already moved on. I was already in a better place with someone who actually valued what I had to offer. And she was left alone. So what do you guys think? Was I wrong for handling it this way? Should I have taken her back after everything, or was I right to move on? I know some people will say, man, you should have fought for your marriage, but let me ask you, fought for what? For a woman who was ready to toss me aside the second she thought she had a better option? A woman who only realized my value when she saw other women appreciating me? That is not love, that is possession. She did not want me, she just did not want to lose me to someone else, and that is a big difference. I will tell you something I learned the hard way. When a woman says she needs space, she has already made up her mind. She just does not have the guts to tell you the full truth. She is not asking for space so she can think. She is asking for space to explore her options without feeling guilty about it. And the moment you start begging, pleading, or trying to convince her otherwise, she loses even more respect for you because now you are confirming what she already suspects. You are desperate, and she can do better. Listen, fellas, if your woman ever hits you with that, I need space, nonsense, do not chase her. Do not cry, do not beg, do not flood her phone with messages about how much you love her. That is exactly what she is expecting you to do, and the moment you do it, you make her decision easier. Instead, give her exactly what she is asking for, but on your terms. Pull back, work on yourself, hit the gym, upgrade your wardrobe, go out with friends, and make sure she sees you thriving without her. Let her feel the absence of the man she thought she could replace so easily. And here is what is crazy. Once she sees that other women are noticing you, that you are moving forward instead of waiting around, she will start questioning everything. She will wonder if she made a mistake. She will feel that jealousy creeping in, and suddenly, she is the one chasing you. And when that happens, you decide if she is even worth taking back. At the end of the day, this is about self-respect. Do not let anyone treat you like a backup plan. Know your worth, and if someone needs to lose you to realize it, let them lose you for good. So tell me, what would you have done? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you know someone who needs to hear this, send this video to them. And if you have been through something similar, let me know how you handled it. Until next time, take care and stay sharp.